Hi everyone and happy Therapy Tip Tuesday. So before I get started, I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Miss Brenna and some of you may know me from the Stony Brook or Comac offices. And for the month of August, I will be providing you with some fun tips and tricks on how to provide speech and language therapy at home. So today I'm going to talk about sensory bins. So I'm going to share with you what sensory bins are, their benefits, how to create various different types of sensory bins, and how to utilize them for speech and language purposes. So a sensory bin is exactly what it sounds like. It is just a container of some sort that is filled with all different types of tactile materials to help enhance a child's senses. So for example, you can fill a bin with all different types of dried foods such as rice, beans, corn. Some people like to use chickpeas or lentils, pasta, anything like that. And besides from food, you can also use all different types of materials such as pom-poms, cotton balls. You can use feathers, marbles, sand, rock, shells, plastic letters, and the list can go on and on. You can use shredded paper is another idea, or buttons. So anything that you can think of, you can get really creative with this. So today I have with me to share with you an example of a sensory bin that I like to use in the summertime. So sometimes I like to create different sensory bins according to a specific theme or depending on what season it is. So for example, if it was the springtime, I might want to get some fake flowers, maybe some rocks or plastic bugs or insects, or you can even get little plastic shovels or plastic rakes, or you can get little magnifying glasses that you can hand out to the kids so they can look for the bugs and the insects inside the sensory bin to make it fun or creative, and that can represent like a garden springtime sort of sensory bin. So you can use a sensory bin for children of any age. I always just like to make a friendly reminder to always provide supervision when utilizing a sensory bin, especially with the younger kiddos, to avoid any choking hazards and to always be mindful of how small of objects you are putting in these sensory bins. So here's the sensory bin I love to use in the summertime with a lot of my kids. So I purchased all the parts of this sensory at my local dollar store. So that's another really nice benefit of sensory bins. Typically they're inexpensive, which is always a plus. So I just got a plastic bin, like a Tupperware almost like, and I filled it with dried rice and I colored the rice with blue food dye to create that sort of ocean look, to represent the ocean. And then I also got different plastic sea animals. So we have a fish, there's a whale, a stingray, crab, we have a starfish, lobster, and octopus. And a turtle. And then I also found these cute little coins that I figured they represented like hidden treasure, like under the sea. So I thought if we can hide them, the kids can dig and find them, which I thought was really cute. So another great thing about sensory bins is you can find any material that you might think is motivating for your child, your student, or your client. So if they really love cars, you can go find cars and throw them in there with sand, or they might like action figures or anything like that. You decide and you can put them in the sensory bin. So sensory bins can help promote learning and language in a fun, engaging, interactive, and hands-on way. They can help activate the brain, and they can also help to provide self-regulation and eliminate distractions. It's also said utilizing more than one sense actually helps a child to retain more information. So just a fun tip. So, all right, so I love using these sensory bins in therapy because they can target so many different speech and language skills. For example, we can target joint attention or imitating action. So I may take this fish and I can say, Oh, look, the fish is jumping in the water. Look, can you make the fish jump in the water? And you can use that with any type of action and have the child or the client imitate your action. Which also rolls into following directions. So I might say, can you hand me the lobster? And have the child hand me the lobster. Or can you find me 2 gold coins? And have them dig and find you 2 gold coins. You can get creative with the different types of directions you're asking them to do. And then another way we can target speech and language is by requesting. So I usually like to start my sessions by keeping the lid nice and closed, and always start off by having the child request to open the bin. So I might have them say open or sign open depending on their level, and or give me. And then we can start working on requesting items or objects. So I want fish, or I want coin, or more please, give me. You can do I want lobster, please. So depending on their level and what you're trying to target, it can be very flexible. For younger children, you can work on requests via withholding objects. So I might keep the lid on again and waiting for them to request open. I might hold an object and wait for them to say, give me. So yeah, and then you can also target prepositional words. You can target in, on, under, behind, next to. I might take my lobster and say, oh, the lobster is in the water. Or I might say, oh no, the crab, he fell out of the water. Or the fish is next to the octopus. So there's all different ways you can do that. And then you can also target vocabulary. So for the purposes of this example, for this specific bin, we would be working on ocean-themed vocab. So things like octopus, or naming the different types of sea animals. We can work on water, different colors, but you can get creative. And if you want to target farm-themed vocab, you can make a sensory bin that is all focused on farm themes. So you can fill it with dry corn or straw to represent hay, and you can put in farm animals. And then we can also target WH questions. So I might say, where is the fish? And you can hide all of them. Or where do turtles live? Where do turtles live? You know, in the water, stuff like that. And then you can also work on areas of need, just as simple as pretend play or turn taking. So if you're with a group, or if you are just with your child, you can hold on to the octopus, and you might say, oh, it's my turn to play with the octopus. And then you can say, oh, look, now it's your turn to play with the octopus. And for kids that might be working on articulation, sensory bins might be a great idea, where you can target the sound. You can find items that have their target sound included in the item. So if you are working on the S sound, you might pick items that start with S, or even get picture cards or flash cards and hide them in the sensory bin and have them look for them. And once they pull out the item, and let's say it's a snake, they pull out a snake, and you can have them say snake 3 times or X as many times, and work on articulation that way to always keep it fun and motivating. So these are just a handful of ways that sensory bins can be used. Get creative and feel free to comment below all the different ways that you have used sensory bins. I'm always looking for fun and creative ways to elicit speech and language. So I hope you enjoyed this week's Therapy Tip Tuesday, and I will see you all next week.